to order the March 3rd, 2015 Saline County Commission Public Forum and Meeting. I would like to ask everybody to stand and join me in a Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Will the clerk call the roll?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Commissioner Shadwick.
Here.
Commissioner Guile.
Here.
Commissioner Price. I see Commissioner Price is absent. Commissioner Larson.
Here.
And Commissioner Smith. Here.
I'm going to start. Are there any additions to the agenda today? I think we need an addition to RAF 152159, don't we? To add it to the agenda today?
Yeah, Mr. Chair, I move that we go ahead and add item number 2, Resolution 15-2159 to today's agenda.
I second that.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Passes 4-0. Thank you. We will move now on to the public forum where citizens may speak on any issue that's not on the current agenda today. Is there anybody who would like to come forward at this time?
Karen Shade, 111 Wisconsin. I just am very pleased that on March 17th, the commissioners will be doing strategic planning. And I realize it can go a lot of different directions, and that's great. Whether it's a shared vision for the county, whether it's prioritizing issues, whether it's looking at procedurally how you as a commission act, all of that's great. I think in 2014, the public kind of mandated some changes. And while the older board had kind of a stated style of addressing things as they came up, and you have to do that. There's no denying that is a reality. It created that policy seemed to be at odds with addressing things like staff turnover, the decision not to provide raises to staff, and some of that. Those matters just didn't seem to come up, and the jail and court overcrowding issue didn't get addressed. The board has often, or has occasionally talked about looking at providing the minimum funding for, or what are the minimum requirements, and while that's understandable, that is also somewhat problematic. So I am glad that with strategic planning, you'll be able to shift the focus. The leaders will make the decision or set the direction, and then the managers will hopefully take care of the details. My suggestions going forward, in terms of being a significant issue, I would ask that you address staffing issues. We learned today that a salary and reclassification survey haven't been completed since 2006. And the big challenge there will be to come up with any money to make salary increases and recognize longevity and changes in jobs. In terms of procedural changes, I'm asking you to consider as part of strategic planning. I would really ask that maybe quarterly there be some kind of presentation here in Access on budgetary spending and where we're doing. Maybe that could be done by Rita, maybe someone else. But it's good to, I would think it would be good to have, that's more of a specific strategy, but just more discussion, more awareness along that line. And then my final thought is that the public has little interest in seeing this commission's actions appear in negative reports in the nation's press. So I would urge you not to find ways to promote discussion, build consensus, and prevent impulsive decisions. Little's gained by throwing each other under the bus. To paraphrase, don't do stupid stuff. There were comments made that with litigation, what impact did that have on the board? Did it merit a higher level of pay? I'd say no. If you want to reduce the number of lawsuits you might be involved in, you might want to stop doing things that might get you sued. So thank you.
Thank you, Karen.
Good morning, Commissioners. This is Ray Ruska, 235 North Santa Fe. We're talking a little bit about the county strategy planning session for March 17th, and Mike Montoya is going to be the facilitator. He's the county counselor. And one question I've got, what is the time that we're going to do this? I mean, so the public gets it clear that it's, that's the time of the meeting and what the expectations are.
I'll answer that, I guess. It sounds to me like we've decided that it'll be at 8:30, and we'll announce it to the public, just like we always do, but there is no end time set.
So it could run all day.
Good.
You planning on taking a lunch break then, I'm assuming, right?
Haven't thought about that yet.
Okay. This is, of course, it's a open public meeting, and the public's invited to come to the meeting. Earlier in the morning, I requested that this meeting, even though it's a longer meeting than usual, to be recorded by Access TV so the public the people that are at home can actually watch it during the day if they have time to see, some of the things that how our government's working, so that it makes them more informed, and it clears up issues for them as far as how things are done.
Mm-hmm.
And that is, I guess the question is it going to be televised or not? Of course, you haven't done any looking into that yet, but I would recommend that would be a very good thing to do.
I appreciate the suggestion. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any further comment? Dot, I'll bring it back to the commission. Item number 1.
It's approval of county commission minutes of the week of February 24, 2015.
Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
Is there any public comment?
I'm not going to miss my chance here. This is 3 times in a row for Don. Man, he is on a roll. Thank you.
That they were online.
Yeah, and they
Yep.
were online too.
Correct.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate celebrations, so
Yes.
that's fine.
Thank you, and thank you, Mr. Merriman.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Passes 4-0. Item number 2.
We have a resolution 15-2159. It's the appointment of 2 members to the Saline County Rural Fire District Number 5 Board of Trustees. I have a staff report by Hannah Stambaugh, Emergency Management Director.
Thank you for being here, Hannah.
Good morning again, Commissioners. This is a request for action for a resolution appointing Justin Thrower and Michael Robinson to the Board of Trustees for Rural Fire District Number 5. This appointment is to fulfill the remaining term of a board member that resigned his position, as well as an appointment of another firefighter to the board to meet the requirements of the Saline County Code, Section 10-2, requiring that all members of the County Rural Fire District Board of Trustees be comprised of active duty firefighters as a majority of the board. Mr. Thrower's term would be effective from today's, the date of appointment, if appointed, to December 31st of 2016. And Mr. Robinson's term would run from the date of appointment to 12/31 of 2018 to kind of stagger their terms a bit. This would make their Board of Trustees for Rural Fire District Number 5 comprised of 7 members, 4 active firefighters, and 3 community members. Alternatives are to approve them or disapprove them, and they would have to solicit new interest for it and no impact on the county budget. So our recommendation would be for the approval of it and allow these gentlemen to get started with their duties as the Board of Trustees members.
Their volunteer work is very much appreciated.
Absolutely.
Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we appoint Justin Trower and Michael Robinson to the Board of Trustees of the Rural Fire District Number 5 for a term beginning March 10th, 2015 and expiring December 31st of 2018.
Jim, that would be today. We changed it for March the 10th.
Okay. I'm sorry.
All right.
No problem, we just did that.
And they expire different days.
Right.
All right. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Is there any public comment? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Passes 4-0. Hannah, tell us a little bit about what's going on this afternoon.
Well, this week is recognized as Severe Weather Awareness Week from March 2nd to March 6th. So each day we're trying to put out information as far as safety tips on severe weather. I know it's kind of hard to think about severe weather when we just got done having snow on the ground, but this is the time to start thinking about it. Today, we will be participating in the annual statewide tornado drill. Our outdoor warning sirens will be activated at 1:30 this afternoon, so if you hear them, don't freak out completely. But the National Weather Service over the NOAA weather radios will be going to send out basically a test message simulating it's a tornado drill. We really encourage schools, businesses, and citizens to practice your tornado plans for today. And then just to make sure that you're aware of severe weather here in Kansas. And anything that we can do at the Emergency Management Office, we'd be more than happy to provide with information. As well as we do several public presentations on severe weather, we'd be more than happy to assist anybody with doing that. So 1:30 today, the sirens will sound.
And do schools participate?
Yes.
I mean, we used to when we were kids. I just don't know
Yep.
anymore.
Yep, the schools definitely participate. We sent out letters to them earlier this year reminding them that this was the day that we were going to do it. We do have several businesses in Saline County that also participate too.
Does the
close their
hospital
doors.
participate in anything like that?
I think they attempt to. I know that our building authority, they send out the information and encourage people to do it, but they don't actually sound the alarms that it would actually occur here in the city-county building.
Oh, yeah, are we gonna, if we're
Where do we
here,
go?
will we have a fire drill, or, excuse me, a tornado drill? Not today?
He sent out the notice just to
Let
look at
everybody
the
know.
process and remember, review what we should be doing, but he's not going to actually set it off.
Okay.
Yep.
Yesterday was the monthly, will that happen now? Was it last month did they do it in February?
We did not do it in February. The reason being is that for the months of actually January and February, we were not able to do it because of the temperature and the weather conditions that were outside. We cannot sound those sirens if the temperature's below 32 degrees. Just with the age of the sirens, we would end up probably not having any sirens
I
after
wondered
that.
how you determine that. So right
Yes.
now, from yesterday, March, through December,
Yep.
unless the weather gets below 32 degrees.
Yep, those are our conditions. Or if there's any other type of pending weather, we test them the first Monday of each month at 4:30 in the afternoon. If for some reason that first Monday does not work out, we try to push it back to the second Monday. And again, we look for the same things. But if the weather conditions or the
But
conditions...
if they already look scary, then you don't do the testing so that there isn't any false
Correct.
panic.
Correct. And
Okay.
we post the information on our county Facebook site to help with notifying our citizens when we're testing them and when we're not.
And one other quick question, if I may ask. I am on your mailing list, and I have been for years. Can the public call your office and be added to that mailing list?
Absolutely.
To where they get your updates and your weather forecasts and, okay, great, because it's a great tool.
Yeah, thank you.
All right.
Yep, the information comes directly from the Weather Service, so it's not Hannah the meteorologist by any means.
Oh, and
I
I
rely
thought
on the experts.
I thought it
but
was you all this time.
I know, I have friends that call me Hannah Teller.
Yeah.
Change that date to the 3rd, right?
Thank you.
Right.
Great
Thank you.
information, Hannah. Thank you very much. Any other business that comes before the commission today? Are you gonna?
I would like to make a comment. Ray Ruska again. I'd like to make a comment about the regional commission meeting tonight. That's a meeting of all the different commissioners from the surrounding area. And it's at the Health Department. What time is that, 6:30 tonight?
Yes, and I'll state that we have a regional commission meeting in the Health Department Conference Room, 125 West Elm, where all 5 of the commissioners, or 4 of the 5 commissioners will be in attendance tonight. There are folks from 5 other counties that will be there, so it is an open meeting. Yeah, thank you. And also would like to say we will reconvene at 11:30 upstairs, where we're going to hear another RFA and have agenda prep. And then the new commissioners are having department orientation with planning and zoning at 1 o'clock in room 209, which is also will be open. And at 2 o'clock, we will have a department orientation with the Register of Deeds in room 212. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Passes 4-0. Thank you for coming today.